Or I like to pull here, close it mostly, and then use this special green handle.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering why you had that.
So this uses a lot of car parts. And so it turns out that the armrests that are supposed to be here are like 1956 Corvette armrests.
Really?
Yeah, headrest or headset, you're just gonna make sure it goes in front of your mouth, and then these are independent volume on left and right ear.
Oh, nice.
All the way back is all the way up, and then if you had music, you could put it in here. And then your switch for the noise cancellation is down there. So
Okay.
on the battery pack. Don't forget that, or you'll have a less enjoyable flight. I'm gonna get the engine started so you guys get some breeze, and then I'll get my headset in. So I won't be able to hear you for a few minutes. But it's a bit of a faff.
So without the headsets, is it unbearably loud in here?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
You can't talk, but like you'd have to scream.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy part is, like, pilots used to do that.
Yeah.
Like, we have a speaker here for that purpose.
Oh my goodness.
And there used to be, like, on this piece of there used to be like a little microphone jack or whatever, and it was mounted here, and you would grab it, and that's how you talk to ATC.
Oh wow.
And so you'd be like, "The f what'd you say?" So anyway, so to start, we do fuel both, mixture full rich. We make sure all our circuit breakers in, autopilot's off, flaps stay down. This goes open. This is our cowl flaps. So then you go mixture, prop, throttle is slight, carb heat is off, which is in. Trim is set for takeoff. We come across, avionics are off, all the lights are off except beacon. Come across off, prime. So we'll just get a couple shots of fuel into the engine. It's right here.
Okay.
The first one takes a while, and then the second one's easier.
So you're manually pumping fuel right now.
Just a couple shots. I'm holding the brakes.
The brake is what?
The brakes are the
these
top,
rudder pedals,
top
right?
of the pedals is brakes.
Oh, okay.
And then bottom is rudders. And then, so we'll close it, and I just always like to close it. You go in and close it just a little bit to the right. There's no markings on mine, so that way it's always the same. Master on. Clear prop! Hold the throttle, and then start it. Wet valve starts in. Make sure oil pressure is mostly green. It's coming up. Oil temperature takes a while. Avionics go on. Headsets go on. Flaps go up. Just lean just a little bit, and you have to keep throttling back as the engine warms up. It gets a little faster. As we lean, it gets a little faster. We check our databases, make sure we're good. By the way, we have full LPV now. Oh, really? Yep. So you were right. Thank you for that. LPV only costs $600 a year.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
What's that?
All certified equipment. Certified.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. The only thing that's not certified at this point are the static wicks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything else is certified. And I just like to keep the door open as long as possible because the breeze is nice. Check.
If you want to make it across country, you should fly to X-Ray 39 instead of Brooksville.
Brooksville's not cross country?
No, it's 48.
Damn. I don't need cross country, do you?
No, I don't.
I figured just to show them a landing somewhere else, and then we'll be right at Tampa or West Coast so we can see the beach.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
And we'll be at the beach in less than an hour.
You're not taking roads, how quickly...
Yeah. You might need it a little closer to your mouth. You almost got to eat it.
Gotcha.
Just because of the squelch. Hold on, I still have ISO on. Maybe. It closes just for a second. Oh, that's why. Oh, I know my radios aren't working. I turn it on. Popka traffic, Cardinal 118 through Charlie, section away from its hangar on Alpha 2 to the roundup area for 15 with Popka.
You have a...
Yeah, I didn't add that. But that's a proper old person thing to do, is gotta add the dash mat.
Try it now. Can you just talk for a little bit?
Yes. I feel like I'm cutting in and out.
There you go. What about now?
Still, yeah, that seems better.
Okay. Yeah, you might have to talk a little louder than normal just because...
You should hear yourself in the
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can't hear yourself, I can't hear you. I mean, I can sort of hear you.
Seems like it doesn't take much for the prop to pull us forward when we're taxiing.
No, you really have to slow your speed.
Yeah.
I found that 900, 950 in this plane is a decent taxi. I don't have to ride the brakes. But then like 800, the engine feels like it wants to quit. So there's like a balance. That's not a thing. KBKV, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm keeping my eyes up, so that's why this is taking me a long time. And so then I can also do it on the iPad, or I can load it from there to there. Really, my iPad's really starting to piss me off. It's just so old, and everything takes so long. And then I realized, so I'm now definitely getting ForeFlight again.
Awesome.
Have you looked at FF keyboard?
No.
So it's a keyboard that's meant for pilots, but it's FF ForeFlight is really what it is, but they can't say ForeFlight because it's not made by them.
2.21 Celsius, altimeter 3005, density altitude 1,800 over.
Perfect. It's great. It's fantastic. You need like all the tutorial videos you need to practice, but like it has every phase of flight and you can type it in. But Garmin Pilot doesn't have a way for you to type. It's only a scratch pad where you have to draw.
Okay.
And this way you could do it. Now granted, if I had the Apple Pencil on the new ones, maybe I could do that. If the pencil had a place to snap in while I was flying, that might take the place of the $5 app, but you should check that app out. It's pretty cool.
I'll check it out.
Alright, so then we do our run up. There's a checklist for this if you want to help me run it. I don't like to use checklists as do lists, so I like to do them first and then run the check. So I'm holding the brakes. I'm going to check the flight controls. So other than the GoPro, flight controls are free. And then now I'm checking for correct. So if I turn to the right, that aileron should spill air off the top of the wing, turning me to the right. And then turn to the left, it should go down. This one should spill air, and then to the right, it should go down. And then the stabilizer should move up and down, and then I should see left, right, rudder. So we're free and correct. So then what else is on the checklist? Autopilots, oh, that's start. So we're on run up. So brakes, fuel, trim for takeoff. Right, so I did forget that. Then we'll do instruments. So we're making sure we're in the green. Everything's in the green, then we go up to 1800 RPMs. And now we're going to check the magneto. So I'm going to go left magneto. Got about 100 to 150 RPM drop. And then right magneto is the same. They're good. Carb-heat, I'm going to check to make sure that drops it. And then we check the prop. So this should drop, and then I don't like to leave it there, so I'm going to let it come back. And then I got to check my oil pressure, make sure that drops. As I adjust the prop, oil should go into the prop, so it's going to come out of the engine. And all these are stable, they're not moving around and acting crazy. This is completely wrong though. My other instruments look stable. We're still in the green. And you're actually supposed to do carb heat last because you check the idle to make sure the engine doesn't die with the carb heat on and you come back. So don't forget anything. So make sure best power, 1800 RPMs, max test. We did the prop test. We did carb heat. I didn't do the aux fuel pump, so you're supposed to do it with the engine high. So here I'm just going to make sure that my fuel pressure goes up. You see like a small tick. And it depends on the day whether that ticks up, but my mechanics tell me it's working. So carb heat, aux fuel pump, vacuum. Well, we don't have a vacuum anymore. These replaced my vacuum system.
Okay.
Amps, volt, so we should see a small charge here. I did forget that as well. Oil pressure, oil temperature, we've checked that like 5 times. Throttle idle, so, and then we also check the throttle friction lock. So this is the friction lock, just to make sure that the throttle doesn't move back and forth a million times when we're not wanting it to. I wish I had one for my carb heat. Other than that, we're good for run up, and we can make our final radio call. Copy traffic, white Cessna Cardinal 1183 Charlie is holding short runway 15 for takeoff westbound. Alright, now I want to be on the center line, and then Vedu wants to make sure that I use the whole runway, so I stop here. And then let's do a short field because they're more fun. I'm going to throttle up all the way, and I'll let go of the brakes, and we'll go. And then there'll be a couple call outs while I'm going down the runway. Airspeed's alive. At 52, and we're up, rotate. Ish, there it is. It is windy, my friends. Brakes, positive rate, this is when we'd put our gear up if we had it. VX until clear of obstacles. We're clear of obstacles, flaps up. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah,
Bumpy
not
was.
too bad.
Plane did not want to rotate, but we're good.
That was kind of scary. Not too bad though.
Apopka traffic, Cardinal 1183 Charlie is on the upwind runway 15, turning westbound for departure from the area, Apopka. Alright, I've got rudder trim in this plane, so I'm holding rudder pressure right now. And the way to trim a plane is to make sure that, and basically what you're trying to do is to remove control pressure.
Right.
And so you also have to do it that way, because if you don't do it that way, then you're trying to fly the plane with trim, and it's never going to work. So I'm going to let go of the rudder, see that my ball stays centered-ish. And it doesn't, so I'm going to hold rudder again, so the pressure disappears.
Full stop. Slow it down.
Which is maybe over there. I can close my cowl flaps now, I can throttle back.
You always climb out in a turn?
No.
No? Okay.
It's an uncontrolled airport, so I can do stuff like this.
Okay.
At a controlled airport, they would want you to like turn when they tell you to, or
okay.
But I've gotten clearance for that, like 500 feet. They're like, if you're able, can you turn now and get the heck out of my way? And like, okay, so you do it. So now we're trimmed. We're at what's called climb setting, en route climb, and so we'd run a climb checklist.
What is this 78 to 87?
So that's knots.
Okay, knots.
So I'm set there. I've got my manifold pressure at 24. I've got my RPMs at 2,500.
Yep.
I'm not ready to lean yet, so I'm going to leave it right where it is. I can turn my landing light off. I've closed my cowl flaps. And strobe and nav are on, which aren't necessary, but I do it anyways. And then what else did I forget?
Flaps, taxi land light.
Yep.
Flight plan.
We don't have one.
Okay.
So there we go.
Cool. So what rotation were you looking for on takeoff?
So I'm rotating the aircraft like that. And the idea is I don't want to just like yank back and have a tail strike.
Right.
I just sort of want to let the plane come up,
yeah.
But I rotate at 52 knots. So when my airspeed is 52, and I have flaps 10, which I swear I had in, I will rotate. On a very hot day, this plane takes a second to climb, or to get up off the ground, and you can see our climb rate right now. We're getting like a pathetic 200 to 300 feet per minute.
Yeah.
Even though we're right in the center of our climb speeds, right? 78 to 87.
Right, right.
And we're still getting just garbage. And so our density altitude is actually pretty high, so the plane thinks it's above 3,000 feet. So I can start to lean a little bit, remove some unnecessary fuel, and that should give me a little bit more power, and you can see it's climbing a lot better.
As in dumping fuel?
No, it's just the fuel-to-air mixture. So I've removed fuel from each compression.
Yeah. Right.
I've removed some fuel. Yeah, okay. Popka practice air traffic, white Cessna Cardinal 1183 Charlie's on the north side of the lake, headed westbound. We're at 1600 for 5,500, or 4,500, Popka.
Looking for that traffic, 10 o'clock, 600 feet or above. I got them in sight, just off of our left wing.
You get $1.
Okay, yeah.
I missed it. And And there's, you know, you can see they're like more than 1 nautical mile away.
Right. That's cool how you can do.
Yeah, we like to be safe.
It's extremely dirty. Like a Popka, sorry. I should probably explain what I'm talking about. It's brown.
Right.
I've never seen it like that before.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. And they say that it's about half as dirty as it used to be. If that gives you any idea about how bad it really was.
That's horrible.
So they do have vents, but they're not doing much today.
Is the air smoother than you thought it was going to be?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I thought it was going to be so bad for you. We get up and ka-doo. This is not bad at all.
No, not bad.
Oh, there it is.
So you'll get like what 10-foot drops at times. Or?
Traffic.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I've had 200-foot drops. I've had like, yeah, like powerful turbulence. Like days when you're like, I probably shouldn't have flown today type turbulence.
Yeah.
But no, this is fairly mild.
This is your flight path here, right?
Yeah, ideal.
Yeah.
Direct to that airport.
Look at our ground speed. 68 knots.
68. Goes faster in your car. Although not really, because there's no way you could go this route. But
No. How do knots translate to miles per hour?
15%. So add 15%.
Add, okay.
I was about to say these are useless, but not really. That was nice.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, bird.
Pretty high up there for a bird.
Yeah. I've seen them at 8.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen flocks at 8. I'm
Wow.
like, and then I looked it up, and like some birds are like, they're really high.
Yeah, when they're traveling flocks, I've noticed that they travel way higher.
Echo Romeo is about 2
That's
miles
true.
to the northeast of Lake Ashby at 2,900 feet, Lazy 8, Ashby. Ashby traffic, 6186 Victor, Whitetail Skyhawk is over the...
So is a bird strike something that's scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
You've never had one, right?
No. Do you know anyone that's had one?
I know a few people, but...
Really?
Yeah, but
Like a
not
single
me.
bird?
Oh, yeah. But it was right over the windshield.
Oh. You know, if I had to pick a thing to hit, windscreen.
Really?
Yeah, please hit the windscreen.
But then you can't see.
I don't give a f. I'd rather have a wing and have to look like this to land than not have a wing.
That's true.
Or a prop. Jesus Christ, do not hit my prop. Whatever. Take out half the wing, but leave me the other half. Leave my prop alone, please, birds. But, you know, birds are really smart. I mean, they've adapted. And these things are loud. Like, they get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they can't. Sometimes you're just too fast or whatever. And check call for flight following or skip it. It's the short jump.
Useless.
Okay. I'm going to leave it on and just listen to them. But
Yeah.
5 Romeo X-ray, any chance, direct Mike
so this is Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a center. So they have a lot going on. We would talk to Orlando.
95, thank you, 5 Romeo X-ray.
Actually, until now, until we're out of that, underneath the Bravo, and then we'd switch over to these guys, and they basically cover Florida up into Georgia, until they hand off to Atlanta, which is the next center, or to the west when they hand off to Tallahassee or the military. There's a lot of military stuff out there. 2,300, another plane 600 feet below us, but we're climbing and they're way away, so. Otherwise, enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful views.
What's our target altitude?
So I put in 4,500, so that's what we'll aim for.
Okay.
You can actually take the climb if you want. I'm still holding a tiny bit of right rudder, but I can hold the checklist. So you put your foot on the bottom there, the right rudder.
Let me get the chair up a little bit.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's a little hard. You kind of have to get your butt up, so you have to hold up here. Or did you get it? Okay.
I got it.
And then the bottom of the pedal, that's your rudder.
There are two pedals, right?
I've got a little bit of pressure in there, just sort of remove that pressure from me. There you go. And you're trying to maintain that ball center.
Okay.
And because you're applying right rudder occasionally, and maybe because of the wind, you'll have to do a little bit of left aileron.
So I don't feel the rudder pedals moving.
Step on it. Like hard.
Okay.
There you go.
That was me.
Now you can release it a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've turned.
Yeah,
so now you
so
can use the rudder to sort of turn us back because it's just a casual turn.
Say again.
And just let go, and then let the plane turn over. Because we're always in a climb, even with the right rudder trim all the way in, you're always going to have to apply a little bit of right rudder. Almost always. It's hard. See, that's like too much.
Okay.
So let go of the rudder just a little bit. You wouldn't want to apply left, but you just like release the right rudder a little bit. Keep releasing, keep releasing.
Yeah, I'm actually off now.
Oh, are you? Okay. It might just be the wind. Let me just get it turned back.
That's the visual, sorry about that. The gains altimeter 30 good.
So basically you can control your orientation just with the rudder pedals.
Yeah, let me actually, since you're getting used to it, I'll take all the trim out. So now you're going to have to stomp on the right rudder pedal a little bit. Like, there you go.
Oh, okay, it swings the tail out.
Your turn, yeah, just this right. There you go.
So just try to center that beat.
Try to center it, yep. And then keep your eyes outside. So basically, like, pick a point on the ground somewhere out there, because our course is off to our left just a tiny bit, like a lake or something like that.
Try to aim towards it.
Yeah, try to get the plane to point towards it. So that's too much rudder. And you can use the aileron. So you want your hands on the aileron. So you can release the rudder, hit a little bit of left rudder as you're applying the aileron, and then get it back.
3008, drop.
And now right rudder, and then center the plane again. And now we're going to bring our course back, and then your eyes go back outside. And try to keep the wings level. Because you know if you're aiming towards that point and the wings are level, you're not going to be turning anywhere.
Okay.
And forget about all this for a second. Just keep that view, and you'll be fine.
Ah, okay.
And you want to maintain the climb, so I don't know if you're pushing down or if we just lost some power. Give me 1 second.
426, contact Orlando approach on 120.15. Have a good day.
There you go. So now we're climbing. So you see we're turning. So right aileron, right rudder, and then release those, and then pull back just a little bit. Keep us climbing and keep us towards that point. And you might have to look out here, just because the cowling's going to be
Oh,
right.
yeah. Much better.
And watch your airspeed. So your airspeed's a little slow.
Oh, okay. 78 to 87, right?
Yep. Normally you wouldn't start a student on climb outs.
Right.
This is a lot to take in at once, but there you go. It just happens to be where we are.
So when does it start to stall if 87 is the top?
Oh, 40, 35.
Oh, okay.
We got a long way to go. I might let you stall it for fun, but...
Oh, God, no.
This plane stalls hard compared to Skyhawk.
It's pretty heavy. The wings are back, so it just wants the nose is just like boom.
Yeah. So if you input right rudder, the back swings to the left, right?
No, the back's going to swing. Oh, yeah, sorry, the back swings to the left, and then the nose swings to the right.
It'll go in the way you're pressing.
That's right.
Maintain VFR, coming out of 2000
Still climbing, right?
Still
85?
climbing. And because things are mostly trimmed, you should be able to just let go and see what happens.
For 2000, one way hit.
So it's going a little bit to the left, so just a little bit of... The less pressure you apply, the better.
Okay.
When you start fidgeting, that's when you're just going to have to keep fidgeting.
Right.
Clear direct dates, flight plan.
7000, clear direct.
And there's always... The reason why we say look outside is because there's always a lag. Even on the digital instruments, there's a lag. So you set your attitude, and then you check with this.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to set this, if you're not IFR trained, you're just always going to bomb it. You're never going to get it right. You're going to be fidgeting the entire flight.
Right.
And we're guilty of it too. So you set and check it. So you set, pick a point, aim towards it, and see, am I getting what I want? No, my course is off to my left. Fine, I'm going to pick a new point. I'm going to aim towards that. Set it, and now let the plane settle, and then check it.
Okay.
I'm climbing. My airspeed's not going up or down. I'm aiming towards my point, sort of. Good. Back outside.
Yeah. So why does the plane, with no rudder input, want to rotate towards the left?
There's a couple things. Weight and balance. There's 2 humans on that side and my light behind on this side.
Right, okay.
The plane wants to go that way anyways. There's an imbalance I have in my rudder trim. And then could be wind, maybe. So you get all 3 of those together and it's just going to be like a just a constant left rudder thing. Once we get straight and level, I'm going to have to hold a little bit of left rudder pretty much the whole flight.
Climbing at 92 here, so I need to level out a little bit.
It's fine. 78 to 87 is suggested. We're almost to our altitude. Just, especially with the turbulence today, just let it hang, and then it comes back. So it slows down, it's fine. And this is why you don't pay attention to this too, because like with changing conditions, wind gusts, when the wind changes, that's going to change your relative speed to that wind.
Right.
So this stuff's all going to change. So there's our altitude. So now we're going to push the nose over.
Okay.
We're going to do, so we're about level. We're going to do some rough nose down trim. So we're going to push that wheel forward towards the engine while keeping our eyes outside. Keep the wings level.
Silver direct, okay.
Keep pushing. And then we're going to start to remove some power. So we're at our manifold pressure, but we're going to remove 100 RPMs from our prop. So to do that, I would just turn the wheel to the left. I wouldn't pull it. And you'll hear it. You hear it drop just a little bit?
Yeah.
And then we'll trim, we'll mixture a little bit. So left to come out, just remove a little bit. And we're now at 45-40, so we're about 40 feet high. That's not too bad. Our bigger problem is our course.
Yep.
So anytime we turn the aircraft, just go back here real quick. Okay. I got the controls. So we do a 3-step control. So my controls, your controls, my controls. So I'll take the controls, and you'll verify that I have them, and you'll say your controls.
Your controls.
And I'll verify it. So my controls. So what I'll do is anytime I want to turn, I'm going to right rudder first, and then right aileron.
Okay.
So right rudder, the plane starts to turn. I'm going to match it with aileron. I'm now going to remove both of those at the same time, and I'm going to pull back on the stick to compensate for my loss of lift.
Pulling, yep.
And that's going to turn me through. The airplane turns through the horizontal component of lift,
right?
Which means some lift is gone, so I have to compensate.
Okay.
Camera died again.
Its head camera is too hot.
Excellent. So that's my course, right? So your controls again.
Okay, my controls.
Your controls. So now you're just going to look out and try to keep it, so push the nose over. We're climbing again. There you go.
So is there an indicator for being level?
Yeah, so we have a couple. One is our vertical speed.
Okay.
So we want to see that
level.
peg at 0. Yep.
Okay.
The second is sort of our backup is the airspeed. The airspeed should stay. But the main thing, is our attitude, right? So this is our attitude indicator. This is like a little airplane. So these two guys should be roughly just below that white line. And then, so you can see we're going to be climbing here.
Right.
And this will come up in just a second. And so a little pink line will come up to show we're climbing. This will start to go climbing. So we're just going to nose over just a tiny bit. And that's good. And then what you'll do, so once you think you've got this, being a first time, you're going to look out, and what does that look like to you?
It does look pretty level to me.
And so just try to memorize that and maintain that.
Right. Okay.
And as the nose, like, let go, the nose is going to come up. So you know you're not trimmed. So push down and remove some more of that pressure with the wheel. So nose down, up. And now let's see what happens. So now the nose is going down. Okay. So how you trim is, again, you're trying to remove pressure.
Right.
So if I've got pressure applied, I'm going to move this down until it's gone. And actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it does feel better.
And so now you're just trying to maintain level. I have a rudder trim, but I don't have aileron trim or my autopilot is not the best. And when you're learning, you don't want to mess with this.
Right.
So you'll just play with this, just what they call fingertip controlled.
Okay.
If you've got it where you can do it with just your fingertips, then you know that it's trimmed up. You know you're pretty good. So we'll check our course again. We're off. So we'll just, because we're only turning a tiny bit, you could just do that with you can cheat. Just a little bit of aileron will get you there, or a little bit of rudder will get you there.
So you initiate a turn with rudder.
Initiate with rudder. And the reason why is because, especially because in these planes with the autopilot, the rudder is very heavy.
Right.
And you want to stay coordinated. So this is your turn coordinator. You want to make sure that the plane is coordinated. Otherwise, when you stall, you're going to spin.
Oh, okay.
So if you maintain coordination, then you know that you're not necessarily going to spin just because you stalled. It's a more controllable state.
Okay.
And also it's a waste of fuel and everything else.
This is another level indicator for the wings.
No.
No?
Well, sort of. But I wouldn't use it for that unless everything else died. This is just to see if, as I'm turning, if my rudder is matching my turn. Personally, I wouldn't use it for wings level.
Okay.
We have the weather.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good backup, but the attitude indicators is definitely your primary.
Yeah, this is a lot more accurate. So now we're a couple hundred feet high. We should have been climbing just here and there. If you're 100 feet high, you can just sort of cheat and just nose over, get the 100 feet back, no problem.
Okay.
This high, you don't want to do that. You're going to be gaining a lot of airspeed.
Okay.
And so, to make an airplane climb or descend, we do it with power. You notice when we got to our airspeed, or our altitude, what we did is we nosed over, did some rough trim, and then we started messing with power.
Right.
And so you climb and descend with power. So to descend in a carbureted airplane, there's two steps. One, you pull the carb heat on, and two, you adjust the throttle. So you remove some throttle. So let's go ahead and do that. So pull the carb heat all the way on. There you go. And now pull the throttle out, say 3 inches. So we're at 23, go to 20, and see what that gets us. And we just want to casually, well, there's no rush, so we can just sort of casually descend back to our altitude.
Okay, now I see that we're nose down.
Yep, so we're good.
So these 2 yellow indicators, that's your wingtips, basically.
That's your wings, yep. Okay. And then that's your horizon.
Right.
So if you had to go IFR, you would just stare at this sucker, and you sort of bounce between the other instruments verifying. The nice part about a glass cockpit like this is you can pretty much be here, and you could ignore these if you wanted. I like to cross-check. I like to make sure that these guys are accurate.
So right now, there's no rudder input needed. It's holding pretty.
Yeah, you'd want to check it. In a proper descent, you're going to need left rudder.
Oh, okay.
Just like any climb, you need right rudder. And watch your course.
Oh, yeah.
And the rule is, as we get to within our altitude, 10% of our climb rate is going to be when we start to level off. So we're descending at 500 feet per minute. So the time to start leveling would have been at 45:50.
Okay.
We've missed that because I was chatting. But now we can level.
Okay.
And let's get our power back. So you would actually level with power. So put that sucker back at 23.
Push in, right?
Yeah, just push in until it says 23. Give or take. And then let's check outside to make sure our plane levels off. And look, we got our altitude back. And the reason why we're climbing is because we're not trimmed. So nose over. We don't want to undo all the work we just did. And then trim.
I can't remember if it's down or up. Toward nose down. Okay.
November.
Brooksville's
ASOS is 134.725. I think that would be a good time. So, are you noticing how many things we have to do in the air?
Right.
Now we have to get the weather.
Tampa Bay Regional Airport.
Automated weather observation.
20 miles out.
1948 Zulu. Wind 270 at 16. Peak gusts 20. Visibility 10. Sky condition few 5,500. Temperature 31 Celsius. Dew point 17 Celsius. Altimeter 3008. Remarks. Density altitude 1,700.
Brooksville, Tampa Bay Regional Airport.
Automated weather observation 1948 Zulu. Wind 270 at 16. Peak gusts 20. Visibility 10.
It's only 4 knots. It's fine.
That's 16.
16 gusting 20.
Yeah, so
It's not bad.
It's not like down the pipe though. Is it? Wait, what are the runways there? You have oh wait, it's down the pipe. Never mind. They have a runway 27.
They do.
Yeah, so. Alright, so the frequency for tower is
I got it.
1855.
Air controls.
My controls. Yeah, I got tower in.
Perfect.
We'll start to listen to them. Alright, so we're going to start our en route descent, and so we can run our en route descent checklist. We haven't run a checklist in a while anyway, so we should probably do that. Let me just make sure I've got everything set.
Ground is 21.4.
Throttle.
If you want.
Set. Mixture. Set. Fuel. Both. Good. Carb heat. Is on. Cow flaps. Are closed. ATIS. ATIS, we don't have one. We do have an ASOS. We got the weather. Altimeter. Altimeter set to what the weather said. And instruments. Green, green, green. Okay. What'd you say, Vedu?
I was telling you the ground frequency, but it's okay if you don't need it right now. Just to put it in.
What is it?
21.4.
So descent, so if this is on 10, what is that?
That's 1,000 feet per minute, so
Okay.
100 feet per minute there.
Okay.
And then you can see up here as well, the pink line is your vertical speed. And then this guy is your actual altitude.
Okay.
Do we have an approach? Is there an approach for 27?
Let's see here. Yeah, they have an RNAV.
Okay, so we can load in an approach, so we'll go to procedures.
I'd go ahead and contact them if I were you, Billy.
Yeah, we're almost 10 miles out, huh?
Yeah.
LPV. I should have done vectors. That's okay. Brooksville Tower, November 1183 Charlie.
November 11, 8 Victor Charlie, Brooksville Tower.
Hi, Brooksville Tower, November 1183 Charlie is a white Cessna Cardinal. We're about 3,000 feet, 8 miles to the east, inbound for landing, full stop. Or, yeah, full stop and taxi back.
And what is the call sign again? 1182 Charlie?
118 Tree Charlie.
Tree Charlie, okay. November 1183 Charlie. The wind to a 270 at 25. Altimeter 3006. From the east, make straight in runway 27, report a 4-mile final.
Alright, we'll make straight in runway 27, report the 4-mile final. Thank you for the weather. It's different than the ASOS, 118 Charlie. Alright, I didn't say the runway, but
It's all good.
Alright, so we're looking for a 4 mile. So actually what I'll do is, yeah, I'll do it here. I want to show that, oh yeah, we got LPV. See?
Awesome.
We can talk about that in a minute. So 27s comes, oh, we're good. We'll be straight in, basically, right?
Yep.
So I definitely don't want to go that other way. Bumpy. What's the pattern?
I think it's about 1,000 feet.
Okay.
Let me check really fast though. 1,076 actually. I was wrong.
1,100. There we go. Alright. Got our ground tower headed straight for the airport, more or less. Runway 27 straight in. So you can see like 27 will be 270.
Okay.
So I'm just going to line that sucker up and try to maintain that. I picked a point out there, that little road. I'm sort of aim for that.
Yeah.
With a little house or something next to the road there. And you can sort of see the airport already, I think. That guy out there.
Yeah.
So are you doing the approach? Or
No.
you just put it in there?
Just put it in there so we can get it. I mean, I can get over to it. That line's pretty much straight in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just go and get it. You're right.
I was just asking.
White line is the approach?
White line's the runway, the pink line's the approach.
Right, okay.
There'd be no reason for the approach to pull me away from the runway, so I don't know why I was headed over there.
Can you try to hit record on that GoPro?
7918 Quebec, Brooksville Tower.
Is it just dead?
Yeah, it didn't respond to a tap. Up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just loading now.
Okay.
Stupid thing.
That's the 7918 Quebec, Brooksville Tower.
Brooksville 7198 Quebec is 8 miles south.
So when you talk to ATC, you have to press a button or something?
Yeah, I got this guy right here.
Oh.
Yours is on the floor. It's a inline. We'd have to connect it and then.
Okay.
Wind 270 at 18, gust 23, altimeter 3007.
Take a pre-landing checklist real fast.
Enter a
Just run
left
through
base,
it.
runway
Brakes.
27, report 4 miles
Double
out on the
test.
left base.
Yep.
Landing light on.
Yep.
Autopilot off.
Okay.
Seatbelt harnesses.
Back 4 miles, base.
Which one?
27.
Seatbelt.
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone got their seatbelts on?
Mixture, best power.
Yep.
Carb heat on.
Will be.
Fuel both.
Sure.
Flaps as required.
Okay. Brooksville Tower, November 183 Charlie is about 3 nautical miles out now, straight in final, runway 27.
1183 Charlie, Brooksville Tower, roger, runway 27, cleared to land.
Runway 27 cleared to land, 183 Charlie.
Can you try to hit record? I know you guys are busy.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
It'll turn on, right?
Tap on the screen really fast. Oh, forget it. Don't worry about it.
Huh. Was it powering off before, or?
Maybe, yeah.
This is power, right?
Yep. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the landing.
Okay.
Wow, that is a massive house. Look to your right. You see that? Looks like a castle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's insane.
Wow.
That is absolutely insane.
I've never seen something like that in Florida.
That might be a castle. I mean, that's incredible. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Alright, so my LPV should come in here. Says it's on.
What is that?
It's vertical guidance for the GPS approach. It's like highly accurate.
Okay.
Alright, we'll go flaps 10. Alright, we're gonna slow down so you'll get a lot quieter. No fear. Nothing to worry about. I'm aiming for 90 knots, and then as we get closer, we'll slow down.
Quebec is 4 miles left base 27.
Number 198 Quebec, Brooksville Tower, roger. You're following traffic on about a 2 mile final. Report the aircraft inside.
Oh. Actually, no.
We're looking for the traffic, 98 Quebec.
Actually, Brooksville Tower, number 1 Street Charlie is about 5 miles out. I am so sorry. My GPS will give me the directions to Ignac, so I'm still 5 miles out.
November 98 Quebec, sorry, disregard that. November 83 Charlie, say your type aircraft.
It's a Cessna Cardinal.
November 98 Quebec, what's your position again?
We're a mile and a half now for 98 Quebec.
A mile and a half from the airport?
Yes, sir, in the base here, about a mile now.
November 98 Quebec, roger. Runway 27, clear for touch and go.
Clear touch and go, roger.
November 83 Charlie, you be looking for a Cessna on the left base, runway 27. He says it's about a mile and a half out.
We haven't been sighted, 83 Charlie. Sorry about that.
November 83 Charlie, roger. Follow that Cessna, runway 27, clear to land.
Cleared to land number 2 on runway 27, 183 Charlie.
So there's a Cessna up there?
Yeah.
I don't see it. You see it?
Yeah.
You can also see it in the GPS. See that little white thing?
Yes, okay.
It's almost at our altitude, and you can sort of see metal flashing once in a while.
Okay.
They're plenty far away, so. I have visual now, so you can actually hit visual 27. It gives you, it'll disregard the LPV, but it gives you, I don't know what it gives you actually, if you're already on an approach, but if you weren't on an approach, it gives you the nice big line for the runway, so you can't miss it. Which has happened with me before, so I love it. I love that little line.
It's really good if you're disoriented and you can't tell where the runway is.
You're like, boom, there it is, I got it. Or if you've just never been to the place, you're just like, it's hard to tell sometimes exactly where that little dot of the airport, you know, what that represents. All right, we'll go sterile cockpit for the landing. So
right now you're full visual, just flying the airplane. Yeah. Not.
I'll be dancing on the rudders here a little bit. Try and keep it. They're about to touch down now. You know, so we were nose over there, now we're nose over here.
Right.
So the wind is like, well, either the wind's shifting or I suck, but I think the wind's shifting. Could be both.
It's going to the right, because before it was 2.7, now it's 2.8, so I think the trend is that it's going more to the right.
Yeah. Our ground speed must be garbage.
58 knots.
Yeah, I'm like, this runway is just not coming in. We're high, but that's okay.
Yeah, Brooksville Tower, Cessna 60395, hold short runway 27, ready for takeoff.
Yeah, for those two white squares.
395, roger, runway 27, hold short.
Hold short runway 27, 60395.
Brooksville Tower, Skylane 367, Tango Juliet.
Cessna 90, Quebec, make left traffic.
Left traffic, so 90, Quebec West.
November 367, Tango Juliet to Brooksville Tower.
367, Tango Juliet, about 6.5 feet southeast of the field inbound.
November 367, Tango Juliet, Brooksville Tower, roger. Enter a 4-mile final. From the left base, a 4-mile final, runway 27. Wind 270 at 13, altimeter 3007.
4-mile final for 27, and this will be a touch and go for 7
You can open
Tango
your window
Juliet.
if you want.
Roger.
Say again?
You can open your window if you want.
Professionally firm.
November 83, Charlie, kind of ground point 4.
Ground point 4, H3 Charlie.
That's 3 now, turn left on.
Brooksville ground, Cessna H3 Charlie, just off of 27 Alpha 3 for immediate taxi back and takeoff.